everybody, and welcome to today's vlog. Happy Vlogmas. So today we're gonna make like a little pizza filled with stuffed, or we're gonna make a little pizza in the shape of a Christmas tree filled with like spinach type dip, and it's cheesy and good and it'll be delicious for game day. So let's get cracking. First you need to get your pizza dough ready. Just like I do in the previous vlogs at Vlogoween, I'll like post the recipe here and a little time lapse of me doing that, I guess. And then we'll get right into making the Christmas tree pizza. I saw this on Pinterest like years ago. If I could find the original post or article, I'll link it down below. I modified it a lot because I use homemade pizza dough instead of frozen, and I use fresh spinach instead of frozen, and I changed a lot of the spices and stuff. So let's get going. So while you're waiting for your dough to rise, you can get going on your spinach dip. You need 8 ounces of cream cheese, some fresh spinach, some garlic, your favorite seasoning. I like Gullah seasoning from Edna's spices down in the Charleston market, but you can use whatever you want. If you want like Cajun or whatever, it gives it a little kick. And then some shredded cheese. So we're gonna get that started in the KitchenAid with the cream cheese first, and I'm gonna start chopping up some spinach. I'm just whipping up the cream cheese first, and then I'm gonna chop my spinach up, and we're gonna add a couple squeezes of garlic to this right now. I just use the Spice Swirl squeezed garlic. It's easier, I find. And I'll say like, I don't know, 1, 2 squeezes, so however much that is, maybe a tablespoon and a half. My spinach is pretty wilty, so this is a good use for it. So it's not like totally bad, but it is pretty wilty. So we're gonna get that going on here. I'm just gonna chop it up and stick it in there. All right, now that that's looking pretty green, we're gonna add a couple teaspoons of our Gullah seasoning. So like 2 teaspoons, I think usually we'll do it. Make that KitchenAid do the work. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is add in a couple cups of cheese. I'm just gonna grab literally handfuls of this and just stick it in here. So it's up to you if you want to measure it. We like it a little extra cheesy. So what is that? Probably like 2.5 cups, 3 cups. I just spilled it everywhere. And then you're gonna blend this together. That makes like a nice like spinach cheese dip. We're gonna preheat our oven to 425 and bake. Now we're gonna chop our dough in half. So I'm gonna use half for the bottom and half for the top. I am literally just gonna chop it with my fingers here, right in half. Okay. Now you're gonna make a Christmas tree shape on your pizza stone. So we're just gonna kind of pull it and kind of shape it however we want to. You just want to get it way up at the top because it's gonna get pretty crazy. I just keep shaping it down until we get the size that we want. And you can literally do this with so many different shapes if you want to. I've made it like into a football kind of thing before. I'll insert some pictures here if I can find it. It was a while ago. Alright, now we're gonna make a little bottom here. kind of looks like an arrowhead right now, but that's okay. It'll look like a tree. Don't worry. Okay, and then just push it out if you can. And then you're going to do the same thing with this other piece on like a table, flat surface, whatever you have. You can do it on parchment paper if you think it's too sticky and you don't want to pick it up. That's also doable. I just do it right on the table that I cleaned already. And I just kind of eyeball it. It doesn't have to be exact. See, it'll pick right up off the table here. Ah. Kind of like so. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to fill our pizza here. So I'm just going to kind of get it in there. And then we'll spread it around in a second. Okay. Spread it out. Don't get it too close to the edges or it'll like pop out. So you kind of like, just kind of get a little bit on there. There we go. Just make sure it's kind of even throughout. You're going to put your other piece of dough over the top of it. I'm just going to kind of roll it like this. Like so. And don't worry if you have a little hole, just pinch it. Alright, now you're going to pinch around the edge and make sure it's like pretty closed, kind of like a calzone. Okay? That's going to keep your filling from exploding too much because you don't want that because it's just really messy. Okay, this is where you can kind of shape it a little more if you so desire. But I think it looks pretty good. Okay, now you're going to take a pizza cutter and you're just kind of like gonna slice some pieces, leave the inside section unsliced, like so. You can do thick or thin, whatever you feel like doing. Totally up to you. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side and try to line them up, otherwise it looks a little weird. Like that. Don't do what I just did. Okay, now we're going to take each piece and you're going to twist it, give it a few twists, and stick it back on the stone here. And they'll kind of hold themselves together once you start twisting more and more. Give it a good twist. Alright, looking good. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a mush, kind of shape it a little more if I don't like how part of it looks. Alright, and it's ready for the oven for 25 minutes. Whoops. Put this in for 25 minutes and then it'll be ready to cool. Okay, now that there's only a few minutes left on the clock, I'm gonna melt some butter and then add some more of the Gullah seasoning to it. We've got our melted butter. We're gonna add like a little less than half a teaspoon to it. and then stir it up. So we're gonna use a little basting brush, or yeah, that's what it's called, right? I'm just gonna stir this up a little bit, and we're gonna baste our pizza when it comes out. All right, fresh out of the oven. Now we're gonna baste it with our little butter and seasoning. You can still hear it sizzling. Just kind of give it a little drizzle, action, and then let it cool for a little while and it'll be ready to eat. Right, Joe? Look at that Christmas tree. Delicious. Then you can just slice this with a regular, plain old pizza cutter. All right, there we go. There's the finished product. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and subscribe and like for more content, and we're gonna enjoy this and watch the game. Bye.